So this video is to show you how to create a bar plot for qualitative data. So the first thing you want to do is type your data in, your data set in. The easiest way I can do that is to just copy and paste my information from somewhere else. I'm going to use the dataset fav color. That's what I'm going to call it. This is kind of, it's not really an equal, but it's just the way that R says, hey, this is kind of what it's going to be. And you're going to read in your CSV file, and then this is the URL for that CSV file. This dataset is actually already read into the RStudio, so I don't need to do this again, but it doesn't hurt to do it again. Now to create a bar chart, I'm going to go ahead and I need to use that dataset that I just put in. So I want to use fav color, and I want to use it in the next line. So this little pipe thing says, hey, use this in the very next line. So this kind of says, hey, use it over here. And then the plus sign says, hey, that means we're going to continue this line. And we want to do a graph function. So GF for graph function. And then there's a whole bunch that you can do, but we want to do bar. And then we're going to do bar of my color. Now if I just type color, it's not going to exactly work. So what I need to do is I want to type in a little tilde symbol. This kind of says, this is kind of the function I want to work on. This is the variable I want to work with. So it's kind of a way to kind of say that. So I'm going to use color because that was the name of my variable. If you forgot the name of your variable, it's right up here. And so there's the name of my variable is color. Notice it's lowercase, and you want to be R is case sensitive. So make sure you pay attention to what it is. And then if I hit enter, I'll get what it looks like. And notice over here, in this section over here, it shows you the plot, and here's the plot. So it puts color on this axis, count is on the vertical axis, and then the different colors, the different categories for those. Now if you will notice, there's no title on here. If you'd like to create a title, we can do that. So you still want to use that fav color dataset again. So go back to that again. So all you have to do is hit the up arrow, and then I'll bring back previous things. You can just keep arrowing up as much as you want. So you get to the one you want. And then we're going to arrow back up, and we're going to bring in the GF bar command again. And then right after the word color, I'm going to put in a comma, and then I want to do a title. And my title is going to be whatever you want it to be, maybe favorite color. Notice it's in quotes. That is so that R knows I want you to quote exactly this. And that does mean if you spell something wrong, it will put in the wrong spelling because it's just going to quote whatever you put in quotes. And then if you hit enter, you now see you have the same exact graph, but you have favorite color up here as the title of your graph. If you would like to, you can, by the way, just highlight. So I can actually highlight all the stuff I just typed in. I can hit copy, and I can paste it into my Word document, and it'll be everything that I have that I typed in. Unfortunately, graphs are not as easy to do. So what you can do is come back over here to your graph window, come over here to export, and say you want to save as an image. You can save this, but it puts it in a very strange place. So the easiest thing I've found is just to right click on the image and say I would like to save that image. And now you can save that image anywhere you want on your computer. And then you can bring that image into R. It'll save it as a PNG file. So not into R, you can take that into Word. So you save it in as your PNG file wherever you want to on your computer with whatever name you want. And then you can import that into into Word, so you can actually have it to display. I don't need to do that right now, so I'm just going to stop doing that. And but that's how you do to create a bar graph. You can do other things to it. If you like to change the color of your graph because you don't like gray, you can do that. There's different commands you can do. If you want to have different titles on your vertical axis and horizontal axis, you can also change those. I usually go with the default that it puts in. And that's it.